go. Bring it up, baby. Let's go.
What is good, YouTube, man? How are we all doing? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It is Wednesday, you guys. We are in the middle, well, almost in the middle of the week, but the entire squad is in the building, and we got a good amount of things to talk about. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. This should be a good one, and really quick shout out to everybody who already rocked out today. We got Justin in the building. We got Malo. We got who else? James, Kenny, my guy. Tavio was good. Antoine, Sam's house was good. Man, like I was just saying, the Raiders, hey, we had no shortage of news today. No shortage of news today. And it's exciting, man. Camp is here. The beginning of our season officially starts today, man. I am super happy. Let's see who else we got up in the building. Exacting Ed, Kyle, my brother. Raider Rob was good. Andon Yo was good with you, my brother. David Rios was good. Luigi was popping. Sean was cracking with you, my brother. But look, is here. Everybody's in the building. Every single person is in the building as expected. Before I get into the official news, I do want to talk about the whole Denzel Perryman and Darren Waller wanting new contract situation. I want to get into that really quick because I do think it's pretty brief. I don't think it's something that we're going to be all into right now. I just don't think so. First things first, I'm going to talk about Denzel Perryman because he flat out said it in his presser today that that's all within his agent and the team. He's not worried about it. He could be seeking a contract. Yes, but that's not something that he's focused on. He's focused on his football, learning the playbook, learning the scheme. That's it. If him and his agent come to an agreement on a contract with the Raiders, perfect. Let's do it. Now, in terms of Darren Waller, that's a little bit different because this is not the first time this has came up with Darren Waller. Just a few weeks back, Darren Waller was on a podcast where he said it as well. He says that he is hopeful that the Las Vegas Raiders and himself will get a contract done before the season. Hopeful does not mean he's going to get it done. Two things. There's that. On top of it, he as well said that what is going down in terms of contracts is getting negotiated with him and his agent. He is not letting it interfere with his football. He is strictly focused on his football right now, and whatever him and his agent and the team gets settled, that's different. But I wanted to go off and say that immediately because I don't think that that's something that to be like, oh my God, let's really look into this too much. I think both guys are deserving of maybe a new contract. I think Waller is. Denzel Perryman, I want to see him do it in a scheme outside of Gus Bradley's before we give him a contract. But if they do decide to give him one, it's probably because he's having a great camp. So with all that being said, let me give shout outs to everybody else who pulled up. We got Terry, we got Terry, Tavio, Anthony, Marcus was good, Blazing, my brother in the building, Carlos was popping. So look, now that's out the way. Now that we're done talking about that, let's get into the first thing that went down earlier today. Que onda, primo was good. Ocho was good with you, my brother. Oh, damn, hella people just pulled up. OG was good. Sean Athletics. Jay. Who else? Derek Vehicle. Riso. Todd. Yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out to everybody in here. But first things first. Exacting Ed is already on it. Mr. Dallin Leavitt is no longer wearing the silver and black. Some in the comment sections that you can see here, right here, are excited about it. Me personally, I'm not pressed. I'm also not concerned with it, right? As you can see here, Dallin Leavitt moves saves $2.4 million in cap space. This puts us more comfortably over the $20 million mark with cap available, right? So we saved quite a bit of money with this move. And this was because earlier on in the offseason, he signed his tender that he had placed. So A special teams ace is no longer with the team. Yes, he was a special teams ace. He offered a lot on special teams. He didn't really offer much in the back end as a safety, but as a special teamer, he did give some good depth. He was a good starter, right? So Dallin Leavitt is no longer wearing the silver and black. Once a Raider, always applies in this situation with Dallin Leavitt, of course. And I know we may not have the best of times with Leavitt, but please, everybody in the building, salute to Leavitt. Once a Raider, always a Raider, man. Dallin Leavitt, best wishes in your new journeys, man. Shout out to you, man. But he is no longer in the silver and black, which that creates a roster spot. It creates a roster spot. Next up on the list was what we were talking about Denzel Perryman and Darren Waller. The reason why I did want to look at what my brother Scout put up, and if you guys haven't already and you're living under a rock, go follow Raider Scout, man. It's mandatory, bro. If you're a Raider fan and you have an Instagram, this is mandatory. But I wanted to show you guys this, right? Because my brother Raider Scout says that he believes that, Waller is going to projected to get a $46.5 million contract over 3 year span, which is 15 and a half per season. That ranks him as the number one tight end or the highest paid tight end at the moment. Me, I would do it. I would do it, but at the same time, I wouldn't do it for 3 years unless there's an opt out in that third year, because I feel like it's going to be hard to pay all this guaranteed cash later on down the line. So I would do it 2 years. I would probably do $34 million, but give him some money this year so we can get more of that guaranteed money off the books further down the line. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But he also says that he believes that Denzel Perryman could possibly earn himself a 2 year, $9 million contract worth $4.5 million a season, which I think is fair. A guy coming off of a Pro Bowl season, only making $1 million with the Raiders this year. He's definitely outworked his contract that he signed. Of course, that contract that he did sign was not with the Las Vegas Raiders. It was with the Carolina Panthers. So there's that. Exciting stuff to see. But with the new addition to Dallin Leavitt creating a roster spot, it took the Raiders no time to sign somebody. So you would expect this to have been in the works for quite a while. Next up with the news, it was the Raiders decided to sign former New Orleans Breakers cornerback slash safety Isa Ike Brown. Now, as you can see, it's not the New Orleans Saints. He didn't have a typo. This is another guy, just like the guy that we signed last night. He is another USFL product. Now, as you can see, the USFL product, Isa Brown, is 24 years old, 6'1", 200 pounds. He was previously with the Bills as an undrafted free agent, but for whatever reason, that same offseason, he decided to retire. Now, in the USFL, he had 2 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, and a touchdown. So not that bad, right, for a USFL product. We know that the NFL and the USFL now has some sort of a contract going for being able to develop more talent and get these guys in the league. So this is a guy offers versatility, can play corner and safety. I think will be very, very good for camp, right? He'll be good for the scout team. A guy that they can use in multiple spots, give the offense multiple different looks, use him as like a Swiss Army knife in camp. Unfortunately, I wouldn't predict this guy to make it out of camp. That is just my prediction. I think that we have a bunch of depth, and it'll be very, very hard for him to make the roster coming out of camp. Now, next up, after filling up the roster at 90 of 90, the Raiders decided to waive offensive lineman Jordan Meredith. Now, he was providing good depth at the guard position, but the Raiders did decide to release him. So now, as you can see, the roster stands at 89 of 90. So we do have one spot available, which is very, very intriguing, right? Because just yesterday, we were talking about what? The Raiders need depth at defensive tackle because we potentially lost out on 2 potential starting tackles for the beginning of camp, right? We don't know for how long, but we are potentially losing out on those guys for the beginning of camp. I will highly doubt it goes through week 1 of the season or even preseason. But it's interesting, right? Some would say that Dallin Leavitt's move made us money and they're trying to put together, oh, we're making money or creating a roster spot, letting go of John Meredith. I wouldn't think that it's going to be some splash signing. Would I like it to be a Linval Joseph or an Ndamukong Suh? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would. But that's not what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think they're just, slowly just building a roster that they're more and more comfortable with, right? Dallin Leavitt did not have ties to this organization or to this new regime. He was not a guy that they brought in. All he did was sign a tender that was constructed by the last regime, I do believe. But yeah, he does not have ties. John Meredith also did not have ties. So it makes sense that now, as we're getting closer to camp, or now that we're in camp, it makes sense that slowly more and more guys, more and more depth piece of the last regime are going out the building. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. I want to get into more of the comments that we had in here. Shout out to the more people that pulled up. We had GA Reaper. Nick was good. Raider Dangerfield, my brother. Raider Rob was good. But let me get into Chris Gang was popping. Omar was good. Freddie. All right, let's see. Let's get into these comments that you guys have, man. Crazy to think that this season seemed like it would never get here. Now our first preseason game is 2 weeks from now. Isn't that fucking insane? Isn't that insane? August 4th, man. It's the Hall of Fame game. We know Cliff Branch. That's such a big moment for the silver and black. And I do believe that what was it, Crosby? He kind of broke the news that it's going to be Mark Davis is going to announce Cliff Branch. So that'll be very, very dope. I cannot wait for that game. It'll be extremely, extremely exciting. And in August, we also have an event Raider related. Adelanto, man. If you guys want to pull up near LA, we'll definitely be out there. Mount Shieldmore, so many more content creators will get there. So if you haven't already, I think the best spot that you'll see the most promotion right now is on my brother Graf's Instagram page. Go there, check that out, and if you're interested, go make that move. But let's see, they're making money for the Waller extension. If that's the case, right, I would not be mad at all. I would not be mad at all, right? $2.5 million. That's you know what? It's actually pretty decent, right? There's a lot of teams in the league right now that can use that. So it's not that surprising that Don Levitt is gone. I wouldn't want to be disrespectful and be like, yeah, thank God. I'm definitely not pissed. Or I'm also not concerned, right? I don't think that he leaves a big void behind, but I don't also think that he contributed so much to the point where, I'm pressed about the signing. So shout out to my guy Wasted. We were just talking about this, I believe, on the last Mount Shieldmore show. Um, we predicted this, right? Teamer was gonna, make it over Dallin Levitt, and it seems like so far Teamer is still on the roster and Levitt is not, but we'll see. GA says Ziegler been making surprise moves since day one. I expect that to continue till the trade deadline. You know what? If we get a trade in, I would be very, very surprised if we made another trade by the end of the season, right? And I don't mean a Jarrett Stidham trade, right? I mean like another Rockyasin type trade, right? I would be surprised. Shout out to Sean. He says the top 5 free agents still remaining at defensive tackle is Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph, Brandon Williams, Darius Philon, and Sheldon Richardson. My goodness, would I be happy with either one of those? I think in order, I would probably put Suh first, Linval second, Philon third, Brandon Williams fourth, and Richardson fifth. So just about in order. Shout out to SVT. What you missed? I usually was about to say nothing much, but honestly, we hit up on the Denzel Perryman and Waller contract situations. We talked about that, but I'll quickly run down because we got over 100 of you guys now in here. So I'll double back on that. Me personally, I don't think that it's something that is really too crazy, right? I feel like something is there. I think that both parties want to get something done, but I don't think that it's going to impact the Raiders football. I don't think that it's going to impact our camp, let alone our season. Now, Waller did say a few weeks back that he is hopeful that his contract could get done before then. But Denzel Perryman didn't really mention much. He did say that in the presser today that his agent, those are the guys that are working on everything. He's focused on football, man. He's focused on football. Um, and then we just ran down all the transactions for today. Ready to Rob, if we can't get Sue, get Phylon. I like that. I like that right there. What up? The goat Leavitt is gone. That's it. It's over. Ryder Gabe, my brother. Yeah, he is definitely gone, saving us $2.5 million. My guy GA, use them emojis. Darius Phylon injury worries me. Well, I wouldn't be too worried because it's not like he's under contract and we're losing a roster spot. But yes, I mean, this is a guy that we know how much he can offer. Even just his depth. If you just want to look at him as depth, it's a great depth. But I think he's a guy that can possibly fight for a starting job. But his injury is something to worry about. You know, we would love to see him have already gone and gotten a physical already, but it's just hasn't gotten done yet. So we'll see what happens, man. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. It's about time for Branch. Should have happened sooner. I agree, man. Rest in peace to Cliff Branch. Thoughts on the lack of true CB1-2 depth? Also, we are small on the D line as well. Um, we have tons of CB2s. In fact, all of our corners are CB2s. So there is lack at the number one. But I think that there's two ways that you can look at this, right? There's the way that you can say, damn, we don't have a true number one corner. Or you can say, all of our number two corners are all on the last year of their deals, are all either, rookie deals, or you can look at it as like, okay, we got three guys last year of their deal looking to take that next step. And if they do take that next step, they're going to get cashed out very, very soon. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Rocket Sin, Anthony Averett, Trayvon Mullen, all these guys that are going to want to get the bag next year. How are they going to get the bag? They're going to have to ball out, right? So I really, really, really think that one of our guys is going to step up into that number one corner role. One of these guys will. I truly believe it. I think that Nate Hobbs is going to continue to excel in the slot. But I actually like the depth that we have at corner. Do I feel like we lack at the moment a number one corner? Yes, I do. I mean, I think it was pretty obvious, right? I was making videos about 10 corners that the Raiders should sign, right? We didn't sign any of them. But at the end of the day, taking a step back, seeing all the guys that we have there, I think one of them will emerge into that number one role. Sean says, Andy, who's QB in the Hall of Fame game? Stidham and Mullen. I believe that those two guys will be the guys. You may see Chase Garbers in there. I highly, highly doubt it, though, but you may see that. Maybe if they want to run some particular packages, right? He does have good running ability. That's about everything he did in Cal because not the best passer. Just got my Cliff Branch jersey today. Rest in peace, GOAT. The original deep threat, Hall of Fame. Yes. Fallon should be on a roster if he's able to play. I agree, GA. I think that if he can get into the Raiders facility, pass a physical, get all the medicals clear, you sign him. No doubt. Rest in peace forever, Oakland. Most definitely says, what up, though, Andy? Happy Hump Day, brothers. Shout out to my brother Mondo in the building, always showing love. One of the day ones of the channel. Red Rob, do you think Tyree Gillespie plays? Haven't heard anything on him. Think Amik will step up. So two questions there. Yes, I think that Tyree Gillespie plays. I think that this move today may kind of show that a tiny bit, right? Letting go of a safety, knowing that you have Teamer and Gillespie backing them up, I think maybe shows that they're ready to take that next step. Now, in terms of Amik Robertson, it's just shorts and t-shirts, right? But what we've heard out of camp has all been extremely positive for Amik Robertson. I think that Amik is a guy that, there's things that he can't control, his height, right? And I think that does negatively affect him at times. But what I will say is that on the outside, he is a very, very natural corner on the outside, and I like that. I think that he has some natural abilities that he can show off in the preseason, hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think that Amik steps up. I think both of those guys that you named step up. Rocketson and Avery should rotate a bit this year. I think that week one, that'll be the starting duo, Carlos. If you were to ask me, I literally, from the first time I made a breakdown on this defense, those were the two names I had at starting corner on the outside. What was Phylon's injury? It was his quad, I believe. His quad. I think he tore his quad up. But it was definitely a lower body injury, which is really, really tough for any athlete, but especially a 300-pound defensive lineman that needs a ton of pressure on that. Salute, Andy. Was good with my brother Terrence in the building. Let's see. Cliff Branch, number 21. Rest in peace. Should have happened while he was still alive. I agree. We're about 6 weeks out, and our defense is a 6 out of 10. You are worried. Van City, I know Ndamukong Suh is high on your checklist, but outside of Ndamukong Suh, what do you think we could realistically do to make that maybe closer to around a 7 or an 8, man? I would love to know. I'd probably rank our defense at about a 7.5, 8 right now. Let's see. CB, Rocky, Sin, and Averett, the best ability is availability. I agree, Matt. 100%. Finally went down week 18 last season against the Chargers. He says, I knew when he went down. Yeah. Salute Terrence. Rocky Sin will step up and have an outstanding season. I hope so, but also I think so. I agree with that one. I think that he will. I think that that's I think that, when you have a new regime go out and just trade for a player immediately, I think one, it shows that they had that eye on their player for quite some time. But it also shows lots and lots of confidence, especially with this team, right? They came into this knowing that we had a big need at that spot. So we'll see. I want to see if we let's see, 80 and 89. So yeah, but we did get the veterans in today at camp. That was good to see that. But we'll see what happens as we get more and more into the camp. Which actually they did announce that practice starts tomorrow. So practice starting tomorrow. Let me say this, right? Let me say this. Mini camp, the whole mini camp. We heard that Denzel Good wasn't out on the field. Josh Jacobs wasn't out on the field. Well, guess what? They are not on the physically inactive, unable to perform list. So that's a good sign for both of them. I think that with all the attention that we're getting on Mullen, Bilal Nichols, and Hankins, I think that we should be more excited about the fact that Josh and Denzel Good were not on that list, because those are big pieces to this offense, right? If Denzel Good is healthy, in my opinion, Denzel Good needs to start, right? If Josh Jacobs is healthy, well, we know what Josh Jacobs can do fully healthy. So I feel like that's something that we should be excited to see. Hopefully we see some clips of Josh Jacobs running around practice tomorrow. But man, we should be excited the fact that our running back is healthy. Possibly our best offensive lineman outside of Colton Miller is healthy. That is very, very good to see, and that's good news. Andy, you think one of our rookie DTs surprise starter, if not both? Throughout the season, I think that you'll see Neil Farrell end up starting. Um, I don't think that either of them will be a week one starter, though, Jorge. I don't think so. Andy, if both DT stays on the PUP list, what does our 4-3 defensive line look like to you? 4-3 defensive line would probably end up being Max Crosby, Kyle Pecco, Matthew Butler, and Chandler Jones. That's probably the best four that I could think of off the top of my head, which honestly, it doesn't sound bad. It just does seem a little weak in depth, because you don't really have somebody to rotate with Butler, and you don't really have somebody to rotate with Pecco. And Pecco, in my opinion, is a guy that he can start. He can give you starting reps, but just not for a whole season. He can start on your team for, I'd say, 4 weeks, but I wouldn't want him to be a 17-week starter. But I like Kyle Pico, and I think that if we have to go out and play with those four that I just mentioned, it won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. Let's see. Yasin was really good last year, especially with the Colts having no pass rush. Yeah, Neil. I mean, he was ranked in the top five. He was ranked in the top five. I think he was fourth in man coverage last year, and that was throughout the entire length of the season, not just 5 weeks, not just 10 weeks, the whole season. He was ranked top five against in man coverage. We have the third most cap space in the league. We don't need to rush into anything. I wouldn't worry about the DTs. Trust the process. I agree. I agree, SVT. Daryl says, was good. Was good, Andy fam. It's been a minute. Been working like a motherfucker trying to get those game days off. Hey, do what you need to do, Derek. I feel you, bro. I feel you, my guy. I think our edges and linebacking core are the only two on the defense that are solidified. I would agree with that. In terms of solidified, yes. I also think that our free safety is solidified. Could be a little bit premature saying that Merrick is only going into his second year, but I would say that our free safety spot is also solidified. So yeah, we'll see. However, I think this offense can win us 10 games. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Neil Farrell for Pico. I think that it would be a little bit too young in the interior, but I definitely could see that. I definitely could see that, Jay. Maybe Cleveland for Matthew, but I don't know about that one. Yeah, I mean that's the luxury with having a guy like Cleveland Farrell, right? You can inside, outside, you can do a lot of stuff, right? Marlon says we know what Jobs Jacobs can do if the O line opened up some holes. Well, Marlon, we know what anybody can do if the offensive line opens up some holes, right? I mean, shit, you can run for 50,000 yards if the O line open up some holes. You feel me? So, um, being a running back isn't just having a great offensive line. You also got to make shit happen for yourself. But I agree. I agree, though. I understand what you're saying. Andy, excited about Kenny Young contributing with the other linebackers. I'm very excited. I think that Kenny Young, um, come being a signing that the Raiders made from the Rams is an underrated pickup because with Micah Kaiser coming in, a lot of the people were like, okay, well, weren't you as excited for Micah Kaiser? Well, Micah Kaiser is a special teams ace. He's a guy that's going to play a ton of special teams, do his job week in and week out, and always stay consistent on special teams. Well, Kenny Young can do that, but also play at least at an average level at the linebacker spot, which is very, very good for depth, right? Because guys get dinged up, guys need a series off, and he can do that. And when he's out there, I wouldn't be worried. When Kenny Young is out there, I wouldn't be worried. He is a very, very good rotational piece. He offers great depth. Last year, when the Rams would lose guys, he was first in line. He was the number one guy that they called on. He played in 16 out of 17 games on that Rams defense. Not many people can say that they did that. That Rams defense is so damn good, but he found a way to play in 16 out of 17 games. I like the signing of Kenny Young. I really do. Um, let's see. Simpson was talking with the press today, starting left guard and good at right guard. That could happen. That could very, very much happen. And I will say this, Matt. Thank you for bringing that up. Um, I don't think that Parham is going to start week one. I don't think that Parham is going to start week one. He just sounded a lot more confident, right? He sounded like he knew his place, and to me, John Simpson, the way that he was talking like someone that's starting. So, if John Simpson, if he can ball, if he can improve, I'm all for him playing, right? Because we know that at the end of the day, Dylan Parham, he was the first pick for the Raiders, but he was not a first round pick for the Raiders, right? So we technically don't need to rush him into anything. For me, if Dylan Parham sits out, not sits out, but if Dylan Parham this year is used as a swing guard, somebody that can provide depth for the Raiders, and next year when Denzel Good's contract runs out, he can become an immediate plug and play right guard. I think that's a successful third round pick selection. Or if he just provides great depth for this year, someone goes down with an injury, he goes in and he, takes the coaching staff by storm. That can also happen, right? Injuries happen in this league. Or, maybe he beats out one of these guys. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But shout out to Matt for bringing that up. Was good. Andy just dropped in. Was popping. Bobby was good with you. That's not true. Some NFL backs can't see holes. Yeah, I mean, and they're not good. They're not good. That's a bad thing. If you're an NFL running back and you cannot see holes, that is bad. That is bad. I think our linebacking group is deep. We don't really need to know who's going to start right now besides Perryman. I think Perryman, Brown, and Diablo, Van City hit it on the head there. Those are our starters, 100%, 100%. Those are the starters. Shout out to Van City. He was all over it. He was all over it. I see Parham backing up at center and guard this year. Man, I think that, like I was just saying, if he has to back up this year and the next year he immediately plugs in for what Denzel Good is going to leave behind, I think that's a successful pick in my opinion. I think that's a successful pick. Let's see. GA says, I'd love to see this D line, Crosby, Cleese, Sue, Chandler. That would be, let me tell you one thing. Holy fuck, that would be an extremely explosive defensive line. But against the run on the inside, that would be very, very stout, GA. That would be extremely stout. Um, let's see. I was thinking about a 4-2-5 concept. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, okay, if you're saying in your nickel, right, your 4-2-5, I think that if you're going for pass coverage, you put Jayon Brown and what's it called, Divine Diablo. If you want pass coverage, in your 4-2-5 in your nickel, however you want to call it. Now, if you want run stopping, so let's say first, second down, then I would say take out Jayon Brown, insert Denzel Perryman, and then you have a stout linebacking core against the run on first and second down, and then you can remove one on third down. That I think that would those two lineups would work. Cut Good, pay Waller. I think there's no reason to play to cut Good, especially if Denzel Good is healthy. If he's healthy, there's no way you cut him. No way, in my opinion. No way. Um, Salute Andy. Had to pop in real fast and show some love. Had to work early in the AM. Raiders! Shout out to my brother Ryan, man. Appreciate you for just popping by. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Let's see. Tony says, yo, Andy, I feel good about our secondary. Even with the uncertainty of Mullen, the added pressure from the edges will be huge. What you think? Dude, I think that you said it perfectly, right? Pass rush helps the DBs and the DBs help the pass rush. It goes both ways. It's not a one-sided affair with that. Now, I feel confident with our secondary. I would feel a lot more confident if Mullen was not on that list. I would. I would feel so much more confident knowing that Mullen is going to be able to get reps out the gate with the new regime and this new coaching staff. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think you hit it. You described it perfectly, Tony. Broncos, what about them, Savage? They suck, right? They're ass. Kyle says, John Simpson said that Dylan Parham is silent but humble. Great pick for our franchise. Yeah, but I would also like one of our offensive linemen to be a fucking bully, mean, and nasty. That's just me. I would like our guys protecting Carr to be some bullies too, right? And I'm sure he is a bully when the pads come on, this, that, and the third. But yeah, if we're describing a fucking teacher, yeah, nice, quiet, humble. That'd be great. If I'm fucking describing a 350-pound offensive lineman, I want to be a little bit more nasty. You feel me? But that's just me. That's just me. That's just me though. Shout out to my guy GA. Damn, this button's not working no more. I'm gonna have to fix this so you guys hear the noise when the dono comes up. But shout out to GA. He says, Andy, I've not been around lately. Wanted to drop some support. Thanks for the great content. Listen, GA, you're a member of the channel. That's more than enough, man. That is more than enough. But appreciate you, my brother, for stopping by. But yes, you're a member. That's already more than enough. I just appreciate every single one of you guys for pulling up, man, and talking with me. 150 you guys in here on a fucking Wednesday. No football to really talk about, and you guys are here supporting, man. That's love right there. I appreciate you guys. What are you looking to see out of the first day of practice tomorrow? First day of practice tomorrow, I am looking to see urgency, and not yeah, urgency as well as um, a motor. I want to see these guys consistently go at it. Um, always have that sense of urgency. Always need to be go, go, go. And when you're going, you get tired, and I want that motor to kick in when they're tired, and for them to just never stop, man, never ever stop. That's what I really want. First team of practice. That's what I want to see. What's up, Andy? Glad all is well. Question: do you think our defense will be able to stop the run and be able to contain top 10 tight ends? Um, that's a damn good question. Um, and yes, I think that our defense will be able to stop the run. I think that especially transitioning into a 3-4 base, I think it'll be stout against the run. 3-4 base, you got a lot of big dogs there. You got five. You got four linebackers and three defensive linemen. Like that's going to be stout against the run, right? And I think that it'll definitely help. In terms of stopping top 10 tight ends, you know, I think, and we saw this in my Trayvon Merrick film study. And if you haven't already, please check that out because it proves a bit of what I'm about to say. With this new system, having Patrick Graham as our defensive coordinator, if you just take, I don't know how long the film session is, but if you take however many minutes it is out of your day, you will see that when Trayvon Merrick is put into the box, when Trayvon Merrick comes down into the slot, when Trayvon Merrick is matched up one on one against a tight end, it is natural. It is something that he did week in and week out against TCU. It's one of the reasons why he had the most pass deflections and pass breakups in football coming out of college, being drafted in the freaking second round, right? There's a reason why he had all these accolades, winning the Jim Thorpe Award. And it wasn't just because he was standing all the way in the back end waiting for a fucking streak or a deep post to go over his head. No, that's not how he did that. He got himself paid. He got himself into the NFL because he was able to match up with the best of the best in the slot, tight ends, cover the back end, and offer elite versatility. I think that Trayvon Merrick will allow us, and he will give us great battles this year between tight ends. And I think that it'll be one of the first years in a long time where we'll see somebody try and be able to neutralize, not take away, because you're not going to take away Travis Kelce, but you'll see Trayvon Merrick help neutralize a guy like Travis Kelce, help not have these fucking horrible games like we had against Jared Cook in the first week, in the first Chargers matchup. That was embarrassing. And Trayvon Merrick will be a big part of that, man. I really, really believe that. I really believe that. And the reason why is because I took the hours out and I watched the film. So I can confidently say that. Yes, I think that this defense will do a lot better in containing top 10 tight ends this year. Want to see O line and D line battles. Jay, that's what I live for, man. That is what I live for. Just copped a Crosby and Raiders. Just copped the Crosby jersey and a Raiders flag. Well, let me tell you this. While you're copping jerseys, cop a Derek Carr one too, because that man is about to go stupid this year. Chandler Jones is better against the run. Young and more. Young and more. Clee will stop the run. Young and more. Do we have a defensive lineman named Young? Do we have a defensive lineman named Moore? Or am I tripping? Or am I tripping, man? I might be tripping out, bro. But I think that this defense overall will be a lot more stout against the run. And shout out to the people that is also watching on Twitter, man. I just realized we got some people watching there as well. Appreciate you. If you ever want to drop comments and questions, come on over to the YouTube and you'll be able to drop comments. More interactive that way as well. Kenny Young, linebacker. Oh, yeah. Kenny Young is going to help a bunch, bro. a bunch. Very, very, like I said, extremely, extremely good depth. But let me tell you something, man. I don't know when's the last time y'all seen this man on a live. I don't know when's the last time you seen this man not playing Madden. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. I didn't expect for this to happen, but we got fucking Hammer's house in the building, my guy.
What up, little bro?
Good. Shout out to Hammer. Let's show my guy crazy love in the chat right now. My boy done pulled up, man. Shout out to Hammer. How are you doing, my brother? Let me put this on so that I can hear you. What's good, bro?
Chilling, man. I'm not supposed to be on. No, I'm joking.
You're not supposed to be on, huh?
We still got at least another 2-3 weeks. But
shout out to Antoine.
I know you put the link up, so I had to pull on up. And shout out to everybody in the chat. What up, nation? Miss you guys. Holy shit, this shit is flooding right now too.
Yeah, they love you, bro. They love you, bro. That's love, man. But look, bro, we were just getting into everything of the day, and I know it's killing you right now. There's so much shit is going on, and you can't put your 2 cents in. So I'm gonna ask you for your 2 cents right now. It's a little bit selfish of me because it's not on your channel, but I'm gonna ask for your 2 cents. Let's kick it off, right? What is your thoughts on Dallin Leavitt, right? Creating 2.4, almost $2.5 million in cap space. What do you think about that?
I mean, you and I have had this conversation. We had the conversation with our brothers.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me.
Me neither.
We had that debate between him and Teamer and Gillespie and which one's gonna go. And yeah, I'm not surprised. And again, it's more cap space for us. Yeah. What are we doing though? what are we doing though? Like I had this conversation with Docs last week, and I'm hoping the shit comes to fruition. So I registered my vehicle in the new state that I'm living in, and the 2 numbers on the plate are 93.
Okay.
Sue, come on, man, get your ass over here and just sign already, bro.
Okay. Oh shit, man. Shout out to Steven. I feel fucking horrible that I don't have this fucking bell working right now for the notification for the dono, man. But shout out to Steven. He says, Raider Nation, real hype, man. Appreciate you, my brother, for pulling through, blessing the channel, man. But listen, let me ask you something else, right? So you gave your 2 cents on Dallin Leavitt. This would be a 2-parted question. Do you think that this is just a move for cap space and a roster spot, or do you think that this is showing confidence in what we have in Teamer and Gillespie?
I think it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
We lost about $4 million the other day, and nobody seems to know where the fuck that $4 million went. And we just freed up some more cap space. So I think it's, they trust Teamer, they trust Gillespie. But also they're trying to free up cap space. I think something's going to happen. Like within the next, we got the preseason game in 2 weeks. I think something's going to happen within the next week and a half, man.
I agree, right? And here's my thing, right? Anthony, you already know Hat Game is fucking elite over here. Elite, okay? But here's my thing, right? In a perfect world, I would have had us already getting another defensive tackle before camp started, right? Because in a perfect world, I would have wanted these guys to be, building camaraderie, this, that, and the third, with the team from the get-go, right? Unfortunately, we got practice tomorrow, and there ain't no fucking sign of no Sue, no Phylon, this, none of that, right?
Right.
But what I will say is, we got an extra preseason game, right? So if one of these guys is still in play, Phylon, Sue, Linval, Joseph, whatever the hell, right? Would you just be happy overall that we got him? Or would you have been thinking like, damn, we got him, why wasn't it earlier? Or would you just simply not give a fuck?
We could say the same thing with last year and what happened with KJ Wright and how late we got him. And KJ Wright made up for 44% of the defensive snaps last year. Yeah. I want if they're gonna do it, they need to do it. But also, it's something to take into consideration. with the cap space that we have and more cap space that we freed up today with this release of Leavitt, Waller and Perryman getting their contract extensions.
Yeah, and look, it's interesting, right, that this whole Waller and Perryman situation came out. And I was just about to ask you that because we know that one of your favorite players on this fucking roster is Perryman, right? It's just known. Do you think that Perryman should get an extension before the season starts?
I don't see why not. And I honestly think that maybe a 2-year, $11 million deal with maybe 6 guaranteed, I would do it. The dude is a fucking really good linebacker when he's healthy. He's a run-stopping linebacker. People were up in arms when we traded for him last year. We traded away a 6th-round pick, but obviously it paid off. He missed 2 games this past season. He led the league in tackles majority of the season. Had he not missed those 2 games, he was breaking the single season record. Yeah. I think he's a great leader. I don't know if you saw the presser early this afternoon. Yo, his energy, man, that dude is such a G. How you pull up in 100+ degree weather in a beater and a fucking beanie on? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where did he do that at?
He said it. Florida. He does that shit in Florida. But let me ask you this, because I know, and I'm just playing devil's advocate on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought it up. He's a run-stopping linebacker. So what would you say if someone were to give a rebuttal and say, well, this is no longer a run-first league, we should wait and see, right? Do you still give him that contract, knowing that we're going to be in a division with Russell Wilson, Mahomes, and Herbert?
I still say, why the fuck not? Especially that look, the experience, the leadership presence in the locker room. I think it says a lot within itself, and he's only going to his 2nd year here with us. The funny thing is, and I had put this in the chat during Docs' Live, but he was wrapping up. There was an article out there the other day, and I cannot remember this kid's name for the life of me right now, but they're already talking about the 2023 draft and a linebacker that they're saying that we should be looking into that could be the person to potentially succeed Perryman if Perryman doesn't get this contract. And it's a linebacker out of Clemson. That fucking shirt is fire.
Shirt is clean. Shout out to my brother Graf in the building, man.
What up, big bro?
Not to cut you off, but yeah, had to represent real quick. But no, I'm not worried about no fucking linebackers from Clemson, none of that bullshit. Yeah. I don't want to hear nothing about the draft until we didn't already won the Super Bowl.
I saw the article and I'm like, yo, we're already starting this shit already?
Bro, we're not picking until pick 32, so it don't matter anyways. Fuck
highlight Tony real quick.
This?
Yeah. You're all about percentages. Where do you see our red zone win percentage this year? Look, our red zone percentage is going to be
up,
fucking like 75% higher than it was the last 2-3 years. Yeah. Look, McDaniels
on both sides of the ball.
McDaniels is really, really good when it comes to a red zone offense system. Again, we can see the two-headed. We could see 2 tight end sets. They're going to be utilizing those fucking running backs. Those are going to be some serious workhorses. And then the rest of the weapons we have in Adams, in Waller, in Renfro. I'm saying Cole, because Keelan Cole is going to be our number 3. But at the same time, when it comes to the red zone, maybe the red zone, but most likely the goal line, you're going to see Matt Collins feasting in there as well this season.
Interesting. I think that our red zone is going to be phenomenal on both sides of the ball. I think that Josh McDaniels, there's no explanation needed on why our red zone offense is going to go through the roof in terms of where we were last year, right? I think that if you just look back at the last 2 seasons that Graham had, he was able to put together 2 top 10 red zone defenses. And who the fuck did he have? Who on that defense did he have? Leonard Williams? I'll give you that.
Yo, Leonard Williams was a dog, man. Leonard Williams was a dog.
I'll give you Leonard Williams. But outside that, they just had a bunch of role players, and he was able to have a top 10 defense. Not to say that we have a Leonard Williams on this defense, but they also didn't have a Max Crosby or a Chandler Jones, right? So what I will say is that I think that we should be expecting good red zone performances. That's what I think. So yeah, but I think for a lot of people that were wondering about the money situation, where we lost $4 million out the blue from, I think that a lot of that was contracts because we didn't know a lot of the details of a lot of contracts. So I think that details have gotten out, and I think that that's why we had some guaranteed bread that we probably paid to a lot of people. I think that it was just certain contracts. I don't think anything fishy was going on. It was just certain details of certain contracts probably got released, and we lost $4 million within guarantees and all other bullshit. That's all it is. Shout out to my guy Perez, man. I don't know who this fucking stranger is. I don't know
Hi,
who this guy
son.
is. I don't know who this guy is, but yeah. Let's see. We need Wasted in the house from Mount Shieldmore. Demon music. Play intro, please. Hey, I don't even have that fucking intro, bro. I don't think I don't even know what the fuck happened to it. So yeah. Oh
Look,
shit, here we go.
Docs is doing a talk that shit tonight, and
Yeah,
pretty
he
much this
is.
is real, raw, uncut. For most of us, it's nothing outside of the normal for us because
Right.
some of us are just really, really reckless, but we have fun
Yeah.
being reckless. So, I think it is going to be a reunion. I think 11 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Pacific time. I think it's demon time, y'all.
About 10 minutes away. Now this was extremely unplanned, but I got a small burst of energy in me though, bro.
Is
So
it because I'm
we'll
back?
see.
Is it because I'm like in front of a camera again?
Bro, I think it is, bro. We got fucking Hammer back.
Bro, I can't I
All of you
can't
guys have
fucking
access.
wait.
Look. I'm not I'm not lying. Cause I meant like I don't have that intro, like I don't have that intro loaded up StreamYard. I could just put it up. I know I have access to it, but listen, man, I ain't have this shit loaded up yet. So come on, chill out, man. Chill out. Yeah, he is. Shit, back to football real quick, man. He says, cause look, if Shieldmore does happen tonight, I don't know how much football is gonna be talked over there. So yeah, we got to get all the football out now. Um, Offense overall is going to be mad scary to opposing defenses. Pick your poison, bro. There's no fucking there's nothing that a defensive coordinator can do. What can a defensive coordinator do, man?
They're gonna lose their shit, man. They're
They
gonna be
are
like,
going to
how the
be.
fuck do we stop these guys? Who the fuck are we supposed to be on? Who are we covering? What the fuck are we doing? I'm
Hey,
telling you.
let me tell you this. How much worse does it get if Andre James takes a step up? Leatherwood looks good at right tackle. Simpson takes a step up. And our right guard situation is full. Like, then this fucking defense, I mean, this offense is insane,
I
right?
keep
Like,
telling everybody I'm trusting, and I'm coining this shit right now. Carmen Brasillo is the lineman whisperer, and I'm telling you right now, they trusted in guys that they brought back in Brendan Parker and Jermaine Illuminor.
yeah,
This line is going to be fucking solid right now. I'm telling you, y'all. And I've said it before. If your offensive line don't work, your offense don't work. Point blank, period. This
I
line is
mean,
going to be fucking something special this year.
we seen, look, this is my thing. I have continued to say this, bro. This is going to be the number one scoring offense in the league this year. And I say that shit with so much confidence. And I don't really say that with tons of bias. Of course, there is some bias, right? Because, it's my fucking team, right? And I would love to see it. But at the same time, I genuinely don't think, outside of maybe the Buccaneers, I genuinely do not think that there's another offense with as much firepower as this one. I don't think so. Like, you go from the backfield all the way to your fucking fifth receiving option. There isn't another team with that much firepower. There isn't. There's not. Like, fucking backfield, you got Kenyon Drake, Zamir White, Josh Jacobs. Slot receiver, well, we know who's there. Fucking slot machine, Hunter Renfro. And then you got Waller. Then you got fucking Devontae Adams. Like, this shit's insane, bro. It's insane. This is why we were just saying this, bro. Will teams play more man or zone against the Raiders? Who fucking cares? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. If you say that you're gonna man-on-man against Waller, Renfro, and Devontae, you're gonna get fucked up. If you're gonna be in zone against Waller, Devontae, and Renfro, well, guess what, man? Guess what? That means that you're probably trying to bracket some people that you can't afford to bracket, because that means that you're gonna have to put an extra 2 defensive backs in the field. What does that mean? Josh Jacobs gonna start eating. So it's like you're fucked. You're fucked. The only realistic comp is the Bucks and Bengals. Bengals lost their tight end, so I feel like we're above them. The Rams, they got it. I mean, they don't have a tight end though.
No, they don't. Wait, don't they have Higbee?
We fucking comparing Higbee to fucking Waller? Is that what we're doing?
But Higbee is a guy that is definitely one that you have in the top 10, and with the other weapons that they have as well.
But
you got Cooper Kupp, you got Allen Robinson now. The backfield is a little iffy.
It's a little hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, but well, guess what? If we want to throw the Rams in there, well, guess what? We'll just fucking play them in the Super Bowl then. How about that?
Oh, we also see them in the middle of the season, December 8th, Thursday night at SoFi. I will be there.
I am pushing hard to be there.
I will be sitting in the end zone. Cannot wait.
I think that that's going to be the upset of the season, bro.
I hope so.
Announcer's going to call it Battle for LA. It's no fucking battle, bro. We run that shit, bro. We run that shit, man. Let's see. Tight end Paul.
God damn it. Let me go get some cold water real quickly.
What? Hey, yo, that dude look like my dad. Come on, man. They are high on Lester Cotton Sr. as well, Andy and Hammer, hearing good things about his progress. Listen, man, Lester Cotton it's going to take a lot for him to sniff a starting lineup. And the reason why is because if you say that Lester Cotton has to play left guard, he's going to have to beat out Dylan Parham and John Simpson. I don't realistically see that happening. If you're saying that he's going to have to play right guard, well, he's going to have to beat out Jermaine Illuminor and Denzel Good. I don't see that happening. So for Lester Cotton, I hope that things are going well for him. I hope he's making tons of progress. I don't know, man. I don't know how he is going to be able to sniff a starting job. I don't know. It just doesn't. It just seems like a long shot. Speaking of announcers, who's going to be our radio guy? Fuck it, I'll be the radio guy. I have no clue, bro. I have no clue, Matt. Who's our backup left tackle? Brandon Parker, man. Brandon Parker. He seems like the guy. And if it's not Parker, and for whatever reason Parker has to start on the right side, I think it'll be Thayer Munford. So yeah, we'll see. No, Omar, don't fuck around like that, man. Don't fuck around like that. Please don't. That's been our beach. Like, come on, man. Like, man, LA. Why did Mullen wait until May to have surgery? I had the same question, Jim, and I have no idea. The only thing that I could possibly think of is maybe wanting, to have a vacation period. I have no idea.
That dude has had a vacation period since he fucking got hurt last season. Okay. Dude was fucking partying it up on boats with dots. He probably stumped his toe on that fucking boat.
Come on, man. Don't be mad because she called Mullen Poppy, bro. Don't be mad, bro. Don't be mad, bro. It's okay. Andy, be real, GR. Problem hasn't been firepower. It's been predictability that has to improve. I think it's been firepower on the outside, and yes, a very, very predictable coach when it comes to play calling. Thankfully, he's gone. But yeah. JT the Brick sounds like a good one. Oh, for announcer? You think he'd want to announce our games? Bro, yeah, I want
my Yeti cup. Stay hydrated.
Don't you just want somebody entertaining to do this shit?
I would do it.
Imagine if Marshawn did that shit, bro. Oh my god, that'd be entertaining as fuck. Somebody like I know Snoop is not a Raider fan, bro, But Snoop Dogg, like, bro, that shit would be hilarious.
Yo, when
I
Snoop
would
was doing
die.
the boxing matches, his
Yo,
commentary was fucking hysterical,
it
bro.
was elite, bro. This shit was extremely, extremely fucking funny. It was super funny. But listen, you guys, we didn't already came up on an hour. What that means is that once they send me the link, we gonna go over there to Wasted and Grass channel. But as always, you guys, I love you guys. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It is nothing that we don't do over here, if that makes sense. So please, you guys, I love you guys. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. And shit, I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys soon, man.
Welcome to the Death Star.